ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौतुषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा Hare Krishna. So welcome everybody for Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita's class. So we have been discussing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya lila, and last time we covered the first 22 shlokas, and the name of this chapter is the activities of Sakshi Gopal. Yes, Gopal who became the witness. So initially there was a very nice introduction, a prologue, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, they all reached a place called Katak. And as soon as they reach Katak, Mahaprabhu is completely mesmerized by the beauty of Sakshi Gopal. And there in Katak, because that time Sakshi Gopal was in Katak and later on he moved to different places. So we saw that, correct? We saw everything in the last session. So there is a Katha by Nityananda Prabhu. So we saw that much. And now we are seeing this particular section where the two Brahmanas from Nagar go for Vrindavan, and the older Brahmana promises the younger Brahmana his daughter in marriage. We are in this particular section, and hopefully Krishna willing will complete the final section of today's class also today, which is the older Brahmana's family does not approve his decision. So our objective will be to cover from shloka number 22 to shloka number 47. We have done 22, but just to get a connect to the previous words that we discussed, we will see that again. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda So as soon as the older Brahmana said that you can become my son-in-law, I'll give my daughter's hand in your hand. That is called Kanyadan. So I'll do that and you become my son-in-law. So immediately the younger Brahmana did not say yes, that's a very good idea. Thank you so much. I was waiting when you will ask me for this. He never said that. Instead, he said this. We'll all recite together. Mahakulina tumi vidya dhanadi pravina ami akulina aradhana vidyahina. So he glorifies the position and status of the elder Brahmana. What does he say? You are Mahakulin. You are a person who is from a very aristocratic family. Correct? Aristocracy means you have a lot of wealth, you have so much of knowledge, you are expert. On the other hand, if you look at me, I am exactly the opposite. I am also a Brahmana, but I am not an aristocratic Brahmana. I am a Daridra Brahmana. Yes, something not as much as Sudama, but something like that. Yes, Sudama was also Brahmana, but he was not very aristocratic. Akulina, Ardhana Vidyahina, I don't have much knowledge, neither do I have much of wealth. That is my position. So there is kind of a mismatch. Usually, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri, all these are awarded by pious activities. The previous line's pious activities is something that gives us material opulence. We are materially advanced. Correct? And Prabhupada writes in the purport very clearly that even few years back, I don't know today, but few years back when Prabhupada was writing this purport, it is very important for the families who are considering their daughter and son respectively to come in a bonding of marriage, the sacred bonding. They see the status of the family and then they decide, take a decision. What is the level of aristocracy? Will there be compatibility in terms of that? Even Rukmini says the same thing. When she proposes to Krishna, what does he say? Katva mukunda mahati kulashila rupa vidya vayodramina tambaramatma tulyam dhirapate kulavati navarnita kanya kale nasimham naraloka narmanobhiramam. So that's what even Rukmini Devi says. Katva, it's consideration. Mukunda, hey Mukunda, Mahati, we both are from great families. Yes, Mahati Kula. We are, first of all, we both are great. We are from a great Kula. Sheila, we are somewhat similar in character. Rupa, yes, you're handsome, I am also beautiful. Yes, Vidya, we both are very well educated. Dravina, we have a lot of treasury and wealth. Atmatulyam, so we are equal. Yes, we come in the same category. So that's how she is proposing to Krishna in her letter that she sends to Krishna through a Brahmana. Correct? So there is actually a comparison of all these factors. So that's what Prabhupada mentions. All these factors somehow are responsible for the compatibility. They have a similar upbringing. They have similar social status. So there is more likelihood of the compatibility. Not necessarily, but there is a more likelihood. That's there in the Shastra, so we are just accepting the verdict of Shastra. All right. Next sloka, number 23. Kanyadana patra ame nahi hai tomar, Krishna priti kari tomar seva vyavahar. I think we have done this, right? No, we didn't do this? Okay, no problem. Kanyadana patra ame nahi. I am not a worthy candidate. So here you see this attitude of a Brahmana. He is not some kind of opportunist, a cunning fellow, who is saying that, Acha, he is anyway giving me his daughter in hand. Now this is a very nice chance for me to settle. ऐसे भी मेरा पास ज़्यादा पैसा नहीं है, दौलत नहीं है, but now this fellow, अब लक्ष्मी फुल चलकर मेरे द्वार पे आ रही है. Lakshmi is walking and coming to my doorstep. Which fool will refuse this opportunity? बोल देता हूँ, okay sir. And वो भी humble way में बोलता हूँ, okay sir, if it is your desire, आपकी इच्छा है तो फिर मेरे को कोई problem नहीं है. He could have done that in a cunning manner, but absolutely not. No. He says he's very brutally honest. I'm not a qualified candidate. And why did I do this service? Please don't think, sir, I did all the service to you, sir. I will do something and you will become grateful and in return you will give something. Absolutely not. Krishna pritiya kari tomara seva vyavahar. I simply served you because by serving you, Krishna will be pleased with me. So both these Brahmanas, they are pure devotees of Lord. Prabhupada says that. And here, this is the attitude. This is the attitude that a Vaishnava should have. I will do Vriddha Seva. Vriddha Seva means Vriddha is not just somebody elder in age. Yes? Vayo Vriddha. That is one category of Vriddha. The second category of Vriddha is what? The second category of Vriddha is Jnana Vriddha. Somebody is superior in knowledge. That is also. The third category, Shila Vriddha. Shila Vriddha means somebody is superior to us in qualities. Guno mein adhik shreshth. So all these quality things matter. And mainly, this younger Brahmana served. Because Krishna says in the Bhagavatam, Mad Bhakta Pujabhyadika. You do Bhakta Puja, that is Adhika Priya for me. I am more pleased with that. And even what is the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Yes, Gopir Bhartur Padakamaleor, Das, Anudas. The mood of servant of the servant. Even Vritrasu says the same thing. Aham haritava padaika moola dasa anudaso bhavitasmi bhuyah. So I would like to become a servant of your devotees, of you, servant of the servant of you. Even Kulishekar Maharaj says 7. Tad Britya Britya Tava Britya 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 Brityasya Britya Tavalokanatha. So he says that 7 times he says servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. Once there was initiation ceremony happening, and before initiation ceremony, one has to actually take a vow in front of the spiritual master. So my spiritual master has 3 vows that we take. One thing is about chanting 16 rounds attentively. The second is about following 4 regulative principles. These 2 common vows is something which is common. Every spiritual master takes that, the vow from the disciple. But the 3rd vow is something which may be unique. Some spiritual masters say, okay, I will never leave ISKCON for my whole life. That's a vow. And the 3rd vow that we take is, I shall serve in the mission of the Srila Prabhupada in the mood of servant of the servant. So one devotee went into ecstasy and said, I will serve in the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the mood of the servant 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 of the servant. And usually the spiritual master has a name ready, printed name. So Maharaj said, no, this has to be special. So name was changed. The name was changed to Das Anu Das Anu Das Prabhu. That's the name he got. Because you want to be servant of the servant of the servant, very good desire. So let him be Das Anu Das Anu Das Prabhu. Let him get that name, Das Anu Das Prabhu. Okay. So even Narottam Das Thakur says the same thing. Yes, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Payeva Kircha. A person who has given up the Vaishnava Seva, who can get liberation? He cannot get. Yeah. Next look. ब्राह्मण सेवाय कृष्णेर प्रीति बढ़ाए तार संतोषे भक्ति संपद बढ़ाए. So Brahmana sevaya, serving the Brahmanas, Krishnera Priti Vadahare. Yes, that gives lot of satisfaction to Krishna. Krishnera Priti Vai. Prabhupada translates Priti here as satisfaction. So Krishna is very much satisfied when we serve the true Brahmanas. And what is actually a quality of Brahmana? When we say Brahman, just by having Janu, he is a Brahmana. Or he is born in a Brahmana family, he is Brahmana. So 8th canto of Bhagavatam gives special quality. Of course, there are many qualities that Krishna gives in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Right? Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam, Samodam Attavasaucham, Shantirajam Evacha. So all these things Krishna mentions. Brahma Karma Subhavajam. But in the 8th canto of Bhagavatam, very amazing shloka. And even in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, when Krishna is talking to the Brahmana, both of them mention one very beautiful quality. A Brahmana is one who is satisfied with whatever comes of its own accord. Is satisfied. So that satisfaction is the quality of Brahmana. See, there are some places we have to be satisfied. Like for example, we have to be very satisfied with whatever wealth that comes. And of course, Brahmana is the preacher. So when you preach, you expect some audience, right? And whatever audience comes, you have to be satisfied. Okay, I am satisfied. Bhojanam, whatever food that you get, you have to be satisfied. So in all these aspects, when somebody is satisfied, anything that comes of its own accord, such a person is truly a Brahmana. And serving such a Brahmana, Krishna will be very satisfied. And usually such level of satisfaction that a Brahmana carries is only possible when he has the Bhakti Shakti, the power of devotional service. Without that, one cannot be such a Brahmana. Right? He has the Bhakti Shakti. And also if you see, a Brahmana is not satisfied with some things. A Brahmana should never ever be satisfied with sadhana. Kitna bhi sadhana kare, he should think, oh, I have done very less. I think I should do more. Never be satisfied with one's seva. Matlab seva mila hai, grateful. But the quantity of seva I am doing is not up to the mark. I think I should do more. I am not doing anything. So that should be the consciousness that a Brahmana should carry. And such a Brahmana is served, Krishna becomes very pleased. Is that okay?
Yes.
Fine. Here, If you see, there is a beautiful purport written by Srila Prabhupada. He quotes Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he writes very simply, Krishna is pleased when a Vaishnava is rendered service. So Vaishnava is a position beyond Brahmana. Vaishnava is a post-graduation position of a Brahmana. Yes. And later on, this whole chapter is called as activities of Sakshi Gopal. Gopal. Usually Gopal is Sakshi. Avidyatrik Sakshi Gatatma Moolam. Even Gajendra calls Krishna is the ultimate Avriddha Sakshi. He is the ultimate witness. There are 12 Sakshis mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. When the Yamadutas are interacting with the Vishnu Dutas, so that time they mentioned 12 Sakshis. So 11 Sakshis are the different administrators of this material world. But the 12th Sakshi is Paramatma. See, you cannot cheat the 11 Sakshis very nicely. Like one of the Sakshi's son, take care, do your karma in the night. And Sakshi's moon, take care, new moon day, Amavasya day we will do something. Moon will not be there, then how we can see. So like this, there are loopholes to escape from 11 Sakshis. But you cannot escape the 12th Sakshi. Who is that? Paramatma. So Krishna is anyway Sakshi, but here he has performed the activity of being a Sakshi like a Bhagavan, like a Bhakta Vatsala. The only reason they say this chapter exists is because the younger Vaishnava had so much service attitude towards the elder Brahmana. That is why Gopal agreed to be a Sakshi. Because of that service attitude. Correct? Now you need to understand very clearly what exactly is going on here. Some marriage deal is going on. Hey, तुम्हें शादी पक्की समझो? People ask, right? हमारी बेटी जवान हो गई है. अच्छा, आपका भी लड़का जवान है. हमारी बेटी भी सुंदर है, सुशील है, अच्छे खानदान से है. We will talk like this, right? और हमारा बेटा भी जो है अच्छा कमाता है, ठीक ठाक कमाता है, दिखने में भी अच्छा है, बहुत बुद्धिमान है. Like that, हम सोच रहे हैं कि थोड़ा पक्का कर दे रिश्ता. अच्छा, हाँ ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा, वेरी नाइस. हम हमारे बचपन के दोस्त हैं. You see movie वगैरह like that. People say, तो हम रिश्ता पक्का समझे? हाँ पक्का समझते हैं. So to hear all this nonsense, this happens in movies, right? And fellows watch such movies. So will Chaitanya Mahaprabhu be interested in such kind of dealings? You tell me. Because ultimately, किसके लिए हो रहा है? Because when somebody gave promise to marriage and that promise he is not keeping, that's the whole case. Yes or no? Yes. But will Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Vairagi? Sannyasis don't even talk. What would speak about talking about marriage? The sannyasis, it is said for a sannyasi, as only as Radha Govind Maharaj was mentioning, that the marriage feast which is cooked, the feast, whenever you cook, there is a smell. To smell, you understand, okay, puri, paneer butter masala, gulab jamun ki khushboo, biryani, curry, soon we can understand that smell also one should not take. For sannyasi, but he is discussing the whole episode which is connected with marriage, because this is not some mundane dealing, mundane marital dealing. It's not like that. There's definitely a dealing between two Vaishnavas here, where Lord is a witness. Correct? Yes. So marriage rituals are all ordinary Karma Kanda section. They come in Karma Kanda. And what does Narottam Das Thakur say? Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Kevala Vishayara Bhanda. So Karma Kanda section, the Vedas have 3 Kandas. The Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. Upasana is something about worship. But Karma Kanda is basically how to enjoy heaven. And a Jnana Kanda is especially how to get rid of all sufferings. Mukti. So these 2 Kandas are what? Kevala Vishayara Bhanda. What is Bhanda? In Marathi also, what is Bhanda? Vessel. Vishayara Bhanda means it's a pot of poison. It's a pot of poison. Suppose somebody keeps a pot of poison there. Is there risk or not? What is the risk? Just by keeping pot of poison. Somebody may come and drink. Correct? If some pot is emitting, bahut pyas lage, garmi hai bahar, may come in the afternoon, take a glass, you will not even see. You quickly put what laps. You will die. So by mistake also, you should not have poison. Anyone keep poison in the house? No, it's very risky. Correct? Risky business. So there we share a bhanda. So Prabhupada is saying here, so Prabhupada is such a great acharya. And Prabhupada he used the ceremony of marriage to preach Krishna consciousness.
So he got his disciples married. Okay, your boyfriend, girlfriend, now stop this nonsense of boyfriend, girlfriend. Get married. So all who were boyfriend, girlfriend, Prabhupada got everybody married. One such couple, they were getting married. And there was a girl who was making, small girl, maybe 2 years old. She was making a lot of noise and moving here and there. And people are discussing, whose girl is this? They told, see those two people getting married, their girl. Unki bachi hai. Is getting married. So that's what happened. Following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, there is His Holiness Indradumna Maharaj. Whenever he has his Polish tour for 7 weeks, so he contains in the Vedic marriage is one of the ceremony that he conducts. And through that Vedic marriage, he does a lot of preaching. Because there are a lot of philosophical aspects, there are a lot of cultural aspects, and people, when they see what are all the fire sacrifice that's going on, the vows to be taken, so they understand that how deep is the culture of the Vedas. So such great geniuses, like Srila Prabhupada and his glorious disciples, they all even use such a mundane karmakanda activity to spread Krishna consciousness movement. And Prabhupada says, we have experienced, now this is very important, we have experienced that such married couples actually render very important service to mission. Yes, they are very, very grihasthas, they are the face of society. Imagine we have one grihastha couple in one society. Finish, one house program guaranteed. But they should be in a position and they should have that desire and they should have that maturity. But even if they have desire, kuch to start karenge. Weekly, let's have a satsang, let's call our neighbors, let's call our friends who may be interested in philosophy. On the other hand, imagine a sadhu, group of sadhus are going. The security guard, kidhar jaane ka hai? Humko yahan prachar karna hai, not allowed. Jao, chale jao, aao jao. They will send us out. So grihasthas are the face of society. Imagine in a class, only brahmacharis are sitting in the class. Then the people outside of fellows will think, "Arey, hum idhar aa jayenge, hum bhi iski tarah ban jaye." Hum jayega. They'll run away. They will never come. They'll run away. So yes, the grihasthas play a very big role in connecting the sadhus to the society, and that's very important. Sadhu may be expert preacher, but if he doesn't have collaboration with grihasthas, he will not be able to enter the society. So grihasthas play a very important role. They make the sadhu entry. They inspire the other families. If only a sadhu is coming and preaching, yes, then what will happen? Then people will think, "Arey, ye to iske paas baal, bachcha, biwi, kuch nahi, baal bhi nahi hai. Ye baal bhi nahi hai, ye baal bhi nahi hai. No, baal bachcha nahi hai, biwi bhi nahi hai, job bhi nahi hai. So he can do everything." So this is not practical for us. On the other hand, if a grihastha team, husband, wife goes for preaching, and they say, "Hey, क्या करते हैं ये लोग भी 16 माला करता है दोनों हस्बैंड वाइफ अच्छा घर पे कुकिंग भी करता है घर का सारा काम भी करता है अच्छा जॉब पे भी जाता है बच्चों को भी संभालता है एवरीथिंग दे आर डूइंग अरे वाह even his holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj used to mention an ideal preacher actually is a grihastha. Yes, so grihasthas are very ideal preachers. So we also want a very big team of grihasthas to take up to teaching this Krishna consciousness, right, and come and become preachers and preach this message to everybody. Of course, grihastha has one problem. You cannot preach in your own society. You should preach in the next society. A saint is never worshipped in his own home. Right? So next they can go to some other society and preach. Yeah. Mada vipra kahe tumi na kara samshay tumake kanya diva ami korila nischay. The elder Brahmana said, "Hey, you na kara samshay, don't have any doubt, man. Yes, absolutely don't doubt. Tumake kanya dibami, karila nischay. I will give my daughter to you only. I have made up my mind. Certainly, meri beti, tumhari. I have made up." Then one may ask, what about your family? So that's what he's going to ask. You have made up your mind, but have your garwalas made up your mind? Chota vipra bale tumhar stri putra sab bahu jnati goshti tumhar bahut bandhav. He said that, "Oh, you are like tomorrow you have your wife, you have your children, you have many, many relatives, family connections. You have your own group, Swabandhu Mandal, your group of friends. Bahuta Bandhava, that way you have many, many friends and well-wishers, right? So he first mentions that. Now then you see. तासवार सम्मति विना नहीं कन्यादान रुक्मिणी न पिता भीष्म कथा ते प्रमाण. So which Shastric example is quoting? With a Shastric example, what he is saying? See, the younger Brahmana is very Shastric. He is quoting Shastra and telling. Tesavar sammati vina, without actually the everybody acceptance of all the family members, all these people, wife, children, everybody, all these relatives and friends, everybody should give the sammati, acceptance, consent. Without that consent, nahi kanyadan, you cannot give your daughter to me. He is speaking sense. Just for example, you see Rukmini. Rukmini loved Krishna. Correct? So he says the story. And Bhishma, her father, also wanted to give Rukmini the hands of Krishna only. So, yeah, so he's going to tell the story ahead. He will himself quote the Bhagavatam. Please read with me. Bhishma kera ichha Krishna kanya samarpite putrera virodhe kanya narila arpite. So Bhishma Raja had Vidarbha, the king of Vidarbha, he had desire, I want to give my daughter to Krishna. And he had 5 sons. Out of that, even the 4 sons, they also accepted. Yes, father, wonderful idea. We will give Rukmini to Krishna. But there is a villain. Always that villain is there. Putrera virodhe kanya narila arpite. He could not offer his daughter to Krishna because of Putrera Virod. Who is that Putra? Rukmi. That one fellow was there to object. Correct? One fellow. So Bhagavatam, there is a quote also. Bandhunam ichchatam datum krishnaya bhagini nripa tato nirvarya krishna dvit rukmi chaidyam amantyacha. So Krishna dvit. Krishna dvit means Krishna se do dvesh karne wala. There was one envious element in their family. There's one person having envy in the family, can turn everything around. So his Krishna Dvit's name was Rukmi. Chaidyam amanyata. He said that Rukmini should be given to the Chaidya, the son of Chediraj, who is Shishupal, or he is also the king of Chedi, Shishupal. And Shishupal was cousin of Krishna. No one give to Krishna. Then what happens next? Then we know what happens. Rukmini writes a letter to Krishna that I love you so much, but my family is not accepting. Yes, but that's what they show in movies also, right? So please, you come and accept me. So she sends a letter to the Brahmana. And not only she sends a letter, first she expresses her love for Krishna based on Shravana. Then she expresses her equality with Krishna so that he may consider marrying her. Then later on she mentions the whole plan. How I want you to come to my city. There's going to be my marriage ceremony, so you will also be invited naturally because Shishupal is your cousin. So you come as a guest. Stay in the guest house very nicely and wait for the right time. There will be one day before there's a Ambika. In Mother Girija, Mother Ambika's temple, there is a ceremony where the prospect bride is going to go for some rituals. So I'll be going there. That time a lot of guards will be with me. But when I go inside the temple, there will only be few ladies with me. There won't be guards. So what you do, that time you come, you take me, kidnap me and run away. We'll run away. So that's called Rakshasa Vivaha. There are 8 types of marriages. Yes, mentioned in the Manusmriti, 8 types of marriages. And 4 of the marriages are the marriages which is done by very civilized human beings. And there are 4 kinds of marriages which are done by uncivilized human beings. Someday we will discuss about marriage. Okay, now I'm not going to give marriage class. That's not what I'm supposed to teach also. Right? So there are, out of the 4 kinds of religious marriages, one of the marriages is Rakshasa Vivaha. Because it's like a Rakshasa coming and taking and going, snatching and going. But Rukmini said, you are a lion. And all these fellows who are there, they are all jackals. So lion comes like a hero, takes his share, lion's share, and goes away also. And the jackals cannot do anything. That is what is going to happen. So you do this. So Rukmini not just expressed her love, sentiments, not only she is speaking good philosophy, on a philosophical platform. At the same time, she has very amazing strategic planning skills. Okay. So Rukmini is showing us the quality of an ideal leader. First, Bhakti Shakti. Yes, then strong philosophy. Siddhanta also should be strong. And then there has to be very amazing strategic skills also. So this is the quality of a very good leader. So Rukmini is a great leader. She's teaching all leadership principles. Leader means spiritual leader. Okay, how many of you want to become spiritual leaders? Please turn on your videos. Yes, leaders turn on their videos. I'm not saying those who switched off the videos, they are not going to be, but it encourages the speaker. Please turn it on. So later on, Prabhupada even mentions that Krishna, Rukmini came to fight with Krishna. So Krishna shaved off all the hair of Rukmini. He shaved it off. And then Balaram did not like it. Hey, come on, what are you doing this? Yes? What are this? And then he rebuked Krishna. Krishna, aisa nahi karte. He is your wife's brother. Don't do like this. So he rebuked him. And then later on, who killed Rukmini? It was Balramji only who killed him. It was Balram who killed him. He broke the teeth of Kali. They were cheating. Rukmini was cheating. Continuously was cheating. And the referee was also cheating. So referee ka daat tod diya and Rukmini ko pat. Mare diya. It was finished. And that time, Krishna actually wanted to laugh. Yeah! He wanted to celebrate, but he saw Rukmini. So I cannot join. I cannot say Balramji good shot. At the same time, I cannot say Rukmini, oh, I'm so sorry. Krishna just kept quiet in that occasion. Hare Krishna. बड़ा विप्र कहे कन्या मोर निज धन दीते निषेधिवे कोन जन. He said, my kanya is my wealth. Yes, the big elderly Brahman said, my daughter is my wealth. Nija dhana dite nishedive kona jana. Who has the right to stop me from me to give my wealth to anybody? Yes, I can give my wealth to anybody because the wealth belongs to me. But that is also not easy. Suppose some person wants to offer some wealth. Yes, a person wants to offer wealth to some person. And the family members will definitely influence, right? Hey, Madhya, if you give that money to that fellow, I will drink poison and die. They can do that. And that's what is going to happen ahead. Hare Krishna.
तोमाके कन्या दिव सभा के करी तिरस्कार संशय ना कर तुम्हें करह स्वीकार.
So he's saying, Tomake kanya diva, I will give my daughter to you, and sabake kari tiraskar, I am not bothered about others. Yes, tiraskar, I will neglect others. Samshaya na kari tumi, don't doubt. Karaha svikar, accept this. Yes, accept it. Next.
छोटे विप्र कहे यदि कन्या दीते मन गोपाल आगे कह ये सत्य वचन.
So the younger Brahmana said, Acha, you are going to really give me your daughter? Then can you vow and state in front of Gopal that you are going to give your daughter to me? And this is actually the tradition. Many times as per tradition, the marriages, especially somebody's marriage is fixed in childhood. There are two very thick friends. And these thick friends, actually they said we have to be born as brothers, but we are born as friends. So let us make our relationship with two brothers. Samdhi ban jate hum log. So one gets a boy, one gets a girl. So in the childhood only they fix the marriage. There is some kind of tradition like that which happens. So they go in front of the deity. Yes, both of them go in front of the deity and they promise, that pakka promise, she will be belonging to our family only. You have to give Kanyadan to us. And he also promises. So many times in Vedic times, if a person is speaking some lies, he'll be brought in front of deity. Ab bolo, Bhagwan ke samne bolo, then he will accept the truth. Sorry, maine nahi kiya. Because everybody is aware and conscious that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he resides in the form of deity. And I cannot lie in front of the deity. So everybody is so very conscious. Correct? So this particular custom of daughter being offered to someone simply by word is called Vag Datta. मैंने दत्त दिया है वाक से, just by my speech. It's called Vag Datta. Now that daughter cannot be married to anybody else. Even in village, if there is some quarrel, they said this is called out of court settlement. They don't go to court, they go to Bhagavan. How Krishna conscious society has been, right, in the Vedic times. If there is any quarrel in village, they will not go to police, kachari, court, they will go to temple. And abhi jo keh na Bhagwan ke samne go, because no party will lie in front of God. And thus all settlements were out of court settlements. Beginning only, there is no need of courts. Like these things were settled. Because people had simple faith that deity is the supreme personality of Godhead. Gopalena age vipra kahite lagila tumi jana nija kanya iharyami dila. So this elder Brahmana, he spoke. Yes, he spoke in front of Gopal. Hey Gopal, please know for sure that my daughter Ihar Amidila, I will give it to this Brahmana, the younger Brahmana. Yeah. So Prabhupada writes this very wonderful statement. We have to read this purport as it is. I'm explaining the purport points, but this one we should read. By not becoming God conscious, human society is deteriorating to the lowest standard of animal life. Very good. This Krishna consciousness movement is very essential to reviving God consciousness among general populace. If people actually become God conscious, all quarrels can be settled out of court. See, as happened in the case of two Brahmanas whose disagreement was settled by the witness Gopal. If everyone were to become God conscious, there is no question of much of quarrel, because people focus on their own bhakti. Petty matters quarrel, but another thing that people quarrel even in Krishna consciousness. So this is having the materialistic consciousness in Krishna conscious movement. Because we have come from there only, right? Materialists are crows, devotees are swans. Materialists are crows, devotees are swans. And initially when we come to this Krishna consciousness movement, we are crows only. We are having some white feathers, that's all. You have not become swan. One becomes Paramahamsa when he serves the Paramahamsa, when he reads the Paramahamsa Samhita, reads and hears Bhagavatam, that is Paramahamsa Samhita, and renders a service to deities and becomes completely spiritual. His spiritual absorption is too high. Then one becomes a Paramahamsa. So initial position is like crow. So we still carry this materialistic consciousness in the Krishna consciousness. That's the big problem. Materialistic consciousness we carry in our Krishna conscious moment. So our material outlook has not gone. So till the time the materialistic outlook doesn't go away, one does not become a Vaishnava. One is a Karmi. If you look at the Shastras always equate spiritual advancement to the type of vision one has. What is one's vision? What is one's outlook? Outlook towards Krishna, outlook towards devotees, outlook towards deity paraphernalia, all this outlook. That is something that makes of a person is Krishna conscious. Okay, the person is how Krishna conscious. Outlook kya hai? Drishtikon kya hai? What is your realization? All such things. So that is not there. So initially fight, neophyte. So neophytes keep fighting with each other. Fight, neophyte. They keep fighting. छोटे विप्र बले ठाकुर तुही मोरा साक्षी तोमा साक्षी बोलाई मो यदि अन्यथा देखी. So Chota Vipra there only says, Thakur, Gopal, you are my Sakshi, you are my witness. And Toma Sakshi bolai, I'll call you for Sakshi. Yedi Anyata, if required, I'll call you. Later on. Hare Krishna. Eta boli dui jane chalina deshe re, Guru budhya chota vipra bahu seva kare. Yes. So like this, speaking like this, the Brahmanas went towards their own desh, Vidyanagar. They are from Vidyanagar, so they started for Vidyanagar. And Guru actually means an elder. A respectable person is called Guru. Your father can be called Guru. Mother can be called Guru. Any elder is called Guru. So Guru Buddhi. So having a mentality that he is my Guru, as good as spiritual master. Chota Vipra Bahu Seva Kare. So he served in various ways. He continued serving him in various ways. So service how it has to be done is also important. When we are doing a service, we should have this particular buddhi or outlook that the other person whom we are serving is superior to us. Guru means superior. Okay, one may not consider, oh, he is my spiritual master, I'm rendering service. No, but superior. If that mood that the other person is superior is not there, we have a mood that I am superior, they are inferior, but I'll serve them. That kind of service is not something that is pleasing to Krishna. That kind of service is only pleasing to our own ego. देख मैंने कितनी सेवा की इन लोगों की, मेरी वजह से देख ये लोग कितने बड़े हो गए, because of me. So that is worship of what? Worship of Krishna? No, worship of ego only. Worship, so this is a very deep point which is mentioned. So unless and until we have that consciousness that whom we are serving is better than us, our service will be a service to our ego and not service to Krishna. Please note this. Next.
देशे आसी दुई जने गेला निज घरे कद दिन बड़ विप्र चिंतित अंतरे. So now both of them went back to their respective places, Vidyanagar mein. And after going to his own house, kat dina bada vipra chintiti antare. So after some days, this elderly Brahmana became very anxious. He became very anxious and tensed. Why he became anxious and tensed? Mentioned in the next verse. तीर्थे विप्रिवाक्य दिनो के मते सत्य है स्त्री पुत्र ज्ञाति बंधु जाजीवे निश्चय. So long back, many days back, I gave a promise to this younger Brahmana that he will be my son-in-law. I'll give my daughter to him. How this is going to happen? I think I need to start disclosing this thing. Abhi tak bola nahi, chuppi hai. He's still in yatra consciousness. See, even after coming, if you have had a very impactful experience in yatra, you continue. Correct? You continue that yatra mood only. So he was in that mood only, but suddenly realized, hey, the reality hit him hard. I need to disclose this fact. बताना तो पड़ेगा. ये कौन है? स्त्री पुत्र ज्ञाति बंधु जानी भी निश्चय है. So they also should know. I must disclose that. So now you see what will happen. So this is the final section that we're reading. एक दिन निज लोक एकत्र करिया तास भर आगे सब वृत्तांत कहिया. So one day he got all his people together. Please, my son, please come. Wife, please come. All relatives, please come. Friends, please come. I want to tell you something. So like that, whatever happened in the yatra, he narrated everything in great detail. And whatever, up till the point that this promise that I should give my daughter, that promise happened in front of Gopal. Now he's not yet Sakshi Gopal, he's Gopal. Of course, he's Sakshi, but he'll come. He's Gopal. So in front of the deity of Gopal, we made him Sakshi. Like that. शुनी सब गोष्टी तार करे हाहाकार आईचे बात मुखे तुम्ही नाही अनिवार्य. So this is typically how I'm remembering the situation where a brahmachari from a village, he goes to his house, he also collects all his relatives, and relatives think that he's going to declare that I wish to get married, or he's going to declare that I got some promotion. But instead he declares, I want to become brahmachari. And what's the typical reaction of the relatives? That reaction is something which is recorded here. Yes? Sunasava Goshti. So he heard all these family members and friends. Goshti is the family and friends. Tarak kare haakar. They started. This one, hey, kya kar diya? Hey. So they started haakar. It was a big turmoil. Aiche baat muke tumi na anywhere. You don't even have to speak such a thing. Don't speak such a thing again. Aisa bolo bhi mat. Don't talk like this again. Why I should not talk like this again? The reason is given in the next sloka. Niche kanya dile kula yai bekanash sunina sakal lok karibe upahas. See, you kill that lower brahmana, your kanya kule yai bekanash. Your entire family will be destroyed. Your traditions will be destroyed. You will compromise a lot of your family traditions. So your kula dharma. So that is also one type of dharma which is there mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. Yes. So Arjuna also says that
that adharmo vivavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyah strisu dushta shuvash kulakshaya pranasyanti kuladharma sanatana. Yes, kulakshaya. There will be destruction in the kuladharma. So he mentions that. Sunya sakala loka karibe upas. All the people who listened are a big brahmana. His aristocratic family gave his daughter to such a low class brahmana. Swinging this upas, people will laugh at you. You will become an object of laughter, joker.
विप्र बोले तीर्थ वाक्य के मन नाही आकारी आन ये हाऊक से हाऊक आम्ही दिवा कन्यादान.
So he says, the elder Brahmana says, Tirtha Vakya, Kemana Karyan, how can I turn back on my words which I have taken a thorough sankalpa in Tirthastan? This is Tirtha Vakya. In a holy place I have gone and I have proclaimed this. Ye how say, jo hona hone do. Ami Diva Kanyadan, I will definitely give my daughter to that Brahmana only. Jo hoga dekha jayega. That's what he's trying to say. Now what the relatives will say? This appeared in a very mundane conversation, right? But Mahaprabhu is interested because there is Gopal involved.
ज्ञाति लोक कहे मोरा तो माँ के छाड़ीबा श्री पुत्र कहे विष खाए मरीबा.
My Lord. So all the friends and relatives says, if you do like this, we will give you up. Nobody will associate with you. We will boycott you. That's the right terminology. We will boycott you. आपको हम अकेला छोड़ देंगे. आपसे कोई रिश्ता नहीं रखेंगे. हमारा और आपका वास्ता खत्म. So typically we will boycott you. We will give up all our connection with you. And Sri Putra, what did the wife and the son say? Vishakhaya Mariba. We will drink poison and die, all of us, if you do this. This is called as emotional blackmail. So they are blackmailing. Relatives do this.
विप्र बोले साक्षी बोलाए करीबे कन्याए जीती कन्या लेबे मोरा व्यर्थ धर्म हाले.
So he is saying, if I don't give my daughter in Kanyadan, that younger Brahmana will call Gopalji as Sakshi. Yes, and thus by force, anyway the daughter will become his. He will take her by force and my dharma will become meaningless. My promise, what I have taken, my Satya Dharma, Brahmana is to be truthful, honest, it will all become useless, absolutely useless. That's the main thing. And anyway, he's going to take the daughter by force by bringing the deity. So better you give it. He's giving that logic. Now, what will the son say? You say, the son is a number one atheistic rascal. I'm not saying this, Prabhupada says. The son was although born in Brahmana family, not necessarily like father, like son. May not be. That is very rare cases. So this fellow is a total rascal. What he'll say is he,
पुत्र बोले प्रतिमा साक्षी से दूर देशे के तुम्हारा साक्षी दिवे चिंता करे किसे.
so although he was atheist in heart, he spoke like Pratima Sakshi, this fellow, this deity, Sakshi, whatever you're saying, he's Durdesh, he's there in another country, that means Mathura mein, we are in Vidyanagar. And ke tumhara Sakshi diva, how he will come to give your Sakshi? Yes, Chinta kare kaise, how are you worried, man? First of all, he will come kya? That's what, he had no faith. So that's what, he was atheist number one. So say he's Sakshi, but even how can he come? ये कैसे हो सकता है? So why is he so tensed? तो बहुत दूर रहता है. Yes. Now you see.
नाही कही ना कहियो ये मिथ्या वचन सह गई वे मोर खिंचो नाही कसमरण.
And the father was still very, नहीं मैं झूठ कैसे बोल सकता हूँ? Okay, नहीं, lie, Brahmana cannot lie. He says, all right, you don't say you have to lie. I'm not saying you are lying. You just say, I don't remember anything. Got it, na? I said something or not. I actually don't remember anything. मुझे कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा. You say like this. Okay, don't tell lies. So he is a imposter. Who is this fellow? I don't know this fellow. कौन भाई साहब आप कौन? Don't act like that. You just say I don't remember. But isn't that also a lie? Lie or not? That is also a lie. So in one sense, what instruction, what kind of idea he's giving? Correct? So he also says, don't say flatly deny it. Say I don't remember. अरे क्या हुआ मुझे याद नहीं. Now you see here. What a strategic planner, cunning fellow, political fellow, diplomatic fellow.
তুমি যদি কহ আমি কিছু নাই জানি তবে আমি ন্যায় করি ব্রাহ্মণের চিনি।
He said, you simply say, I don't remember anything, बाकी सब मैं देख लूंगा. Yes, other things I will, तबे आमी न्याय करी. I will take care of the rest. Brahmaner and I'll win the case. I'll win over easily by argument. Yes, it is in this purport only Prabhupada writes that he was not, he is atheist and he followed some smriti called Raghunatha Smriti. He's a follower of Raghunath Smriti. I tried to find out what is Raghunath Smriti, but Raghunath Das Goswami has so wonderfully preached is by his own example that Raghunath Smriti now is Raghunath Das Goswami Smriti, but this appears to be some atheistic scripture. So even atheists need scriptures. So Raghunath Smriti is a follower. So they are very, very expert in dealing with money matters. You've seen some people, paisa, property, ladai jhagda lagana, politics karna, they are expert in that. But he was fool number one. Prabhupada says he is fool number one. Why is fool number one? Because he had no faith in Krishna. He had no faith in deity, no faith in Krishna. So therefore, he considered that, oh, Krishna, this is some wood or stone. This is not God. And he anyway was an atheist. He never believed in God. So atheism existed in Vedic times also. Some fools were there. Their goal of life is khao piyo maja karo. I think that is what is Raghunath Smriti. You have to only speculate. It's not available. So yeah, if you assured his father, hey, some stone is not going to speak, man. ये पत्थर थोड़ी बात करेगा, शक्ति होती है क्या? Right? Yes. So but he's speaking Shastra. He studied Shastra. So he told him, as Acharya say, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, उन्होंने क्या कहा? He gave him logic. Oh, just like Yudhishthir Maharaj lied to Dronacharya, that was not a lie actually, but it's a lie also. Achintya Veda way. So to prove his point, he'll use Shastra. Such a rascal, right? To prove his point, he's using Shastra and says, Ashwattama hata iti gajaha. That's what Yudhishthira Maharaj was told to tell him. Yes, Ashwattama hata. Ashwattama hata. Ashwattama is dead here to say, but he added one more thing. What is that? Iti gajaha. And that is spoken in low volume. And that time Krishna had to blow conch also. So many things happened. So like Yudhishthira Maharaj, you also try to do something like that. Words are tum kuch karo, main baaki dekh lu. The second last sloka for today's discussion.
एतस्सुनि विप्रेर चिंतित हैला मन एकांत भावे चिंते विप्र गोपाल चरण.
So as soon as he heard all these arguments, he knew I tried my best. And the situation is going out of my control. And this will be the experience of many grihasthas. If you are a householder life, you are staying in a householder life, so there will be a great influence of your fellow people, mates who are there in the house, one's spouse, children, in-laws, family, extended family. All of them will have some impact or influence on us. So at the time we have to try our best. He also tried his best. He put up a good fight, gave logic, argument, but those fellows are blackmailing me. So ekanta bhave chinte vipra gopala charan. He simply focused his attention on lotus feet of Krishna. Now I am fully surrendered. I tried my best. Now I surrender unto you. He did say, ठीक है, इसका शादी किसी और से कर लेंगे. He never made such a statement. But now he turned towards the Lord. Now you have to take care. So what is he praying? He offers a prayer to Gopal. Prayer should be after you have done your best.
मोरा धर्म रक्षा पाए ना मारे निज जन दुई रक्षा कर गोपाल नैनु शरण.
Gopal, I want you to protect two things. First thing, protect my dharma. That I have given a statement in Tirth Yatra. Protect that dharma. And second, na mare nija jan. I don't want my family members also to die. मैं नहीं चाहता कि वो जहर पी के मर जाए, drinking poison and dying. I don't want that. So do raksha kar Gopal, line sharan. I request you to please protect me. I'm taking your complete shelter. So this is what a devotee has to do. Of course, even while doing the endeavors, even while a devotee is making his effort, he should remember Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Because when you remember Gauranga, all your efforts will be successful, without doubt. And you forget Gauranga, even easy endeavors will become very difficult. Difficult becomes easy, and easy becomes difficult by remembering and not remembering Gauranga respectively. At the same time, when you have done your best, and then you have to leave the rest, that time you leave the rest to Krishna, then you absorb in your bhajan, your Shravan Kirtan. Of course, usually that becomes very tough. When there are so many problems around, बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम है, भगवान का ध्यान कैसे करें? प्रॉब्लम का ही ध्यान करते हैं. Yes, that is where we have to do attentive sadhana in our calm time, when there are no problems. So that is a practice. Attentive sadhana we do in the calm time is a practice which will enable us to do the attentive sadhana in the storm time. Correct? Storm can come anytime. So all the soldiers, the battalion soldiers, they are practicing drill. They are practicing shooting. Somebody may go and say, "Arey, abhi kya time pass kar rahe tum log? Ek जाके आराम करो ना. Go and take rest. Enjoy, man. अभी ये क्या एक दो एक अभी थोड़ी युद्ध चल रहा है. Is there any war? No. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So they are practicing for the war. So when war comes, they are practiced. They are not out of touch. So similarly, our daily sadhana is now currently calm time is going on, suppose. So we have to do the daily sadhana very attentively, which will help us to gather the strength to face the time of turmoil. Then we can do this Ekanta Krishna Smaran, which this Brahmana has done, because he has done his sadhana very attentively. Is it okay? So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Jai Gaur Premanande. So next time we come.